All right, so it's my 8th anniversary on YouTube. Yes, that's right. It's been exactly 8 years since I've joined YouTube. Although the first video I would make was technically in September, but still, I'm celebrating it this month because, it's actually a good thing I'm doing it. So, now I was originally going to do like an Ethereal Workshop cover video from My Singing Monsters or like a what if type video because I've seen like loads of MSM what if videos on YouTube about where they put, non Ethereal Workshop monsters onto other islands. I think probably to make the song a little bit better than it was. Yeah, it may sound pretty weird or gimmicky for like MSM fans, but still, I was gonna do that, but I thought I decided to postpone it to maybe September or maybe April because I thought they would be more suitable that times because I obviously had university work to do like around March. So yeah. Keep in mind this is my second year in university as of now, and I have a couple of more to go before I graduate there. But get let's not get too ahead of ourselves. So yeah. And by the way, if there's anything you want me to ask if there's anything you want to ask, sorry about that, guys. So if there's anything you guys want to ask, then go ahead and say something in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just gonna, if you say anything nasty in the chat, then I'll have to block you. So be respectful and be nice to everyone, okay? I do not want this stream to be some kind of drama stream, because you know. Oh, by the way, I think I'm actually watching one of my friends' streams right now. But yeah, I'm just doing my stream for the most part because it's just I thought I had to make this special occasion. Okay, sorry about the long pause. I'm just thinking of what I'm gonna say next. Also, pardon my grammar for a bit because I don't know why I tend to stutter a lot. I know I keep saying this a lot of times before, but it's just part of myself. right, so since I'm going to no way, actually I did mention the fact that I did went to Singapore, like I did go to Singapore, like, back in January. Now, I will eventually upload one of my footages I've taken from that country, particularly when I was at the Universal Studios park there. I was supposed to do that like last month, but because of my university work, I got too busy. So I might do a stream where I talk about my trip because it's a long story. I don't know if I have like much time to explain this stream because, I've got like a whole lot to talk about in there. Oh yeah, one of my friends on in the stream just mentioned about that stupid 6-7 meme. I just really hate that meme in general because I don't get the point. What's that meant to mean? Like if anyone says 6-7 to me, then I'm just gonna say 7-6 at them because that's my own way of just trying to cope with that stupid meme. So even though I don't really get the joke and its meaning, I did watch a video like a long time ago where they delve more into that 6-7 term and what it actually means. I heard that some authorities meant they were said that 6-7 means telling people to go away. And if that's the case, then that's not very nice to be honest, because I really don't like it. All right, so apologize if I've not said something for a long time. I'm just writing a script up so that I do not I do not forget things when I'm saying things in this live stream because the lore stuff is a very small. All right, so I'm just still I apologize if I'm just making small noises. I'm just writing a script as you heard before. So I apologize if you heard my keyboard typing before because I've got my computer with me so I could just write a script. I know I keep repeating myself. I don't know why, but just understand that I tend to stutter and sometimes I forget things when I'm talking about things in my live stream. So that's why I've got a script to help me. Should have prepared one like before starting this stream, but oh well. So I'm just want to wonder. I just want to wonder. So how is your day doing? I wonder how I wonder how well you guys are doing today because I'm certainly doing very well. Just doing good as usual. All right, so I'm gonna be talking about. I think I've finished the script, so I'm just gonna read it and I'm gonna explain what happened during the history of my channel. So yeah, so when I first started back in 2018, I originally only did My Singing Monsters gameplay videos, and none of which succeeded 1,000 views at the time. They only got like tens of views or maybe probably hundreds. I can't remember really. So they were quite obscure and forgettable, if I'm being honest. It was pretty quiet at the time and stuff like that. Then I started uploading more My Singing Monsters composer videos showing my musical creativity because, I was a pretty creative person back then, like creating some very great stuff that appealed to me a lot. And some of them were pretty cringeworthy and not that good looking back at them now, but I guess those were the days. Then I started making several friends online, including those who liked, including those who liked the popular horror game franchise called Five Nights at Freddy's because I was at a phase at the time where I was started watching people's FNAF gameplay videos as well as a very small amount of discussion videos where they talk about the lore and stuff. And that said, with these good users in mind, there are also some pretty bad users that started attacking me, but let's leave them in the past because we don't talk about them. Because I've moved on from those kinds of drama. So at one point, I did make a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's videos because of my interest at the time. But then I decided like delete most of them because I thought they weren't the best and they were pretty cringeworthy, I think. And then in 2021, this was the year I started to do more videos about Thomas the Tank Engine because I heard that, some people they somewhat like this show. And I'm like, okay, I think it's a pretty good show. Even though I've never really watched that much as a kid, but still. I think the reason why some people liked the classic remake episodes I've done back in that year was probably because people felt nostalgic for that show at the time. Then in 2022, my channel started to evolve more and more and more to the point where I did some more quality videos with editing softwares and stuff. So those got much better. And then in 2023 and 2025, I started to take a break from making Thomas the Tank Engine remake episodes, and I started to focus on more things like My Singing Monsters, especially in like 2024 and 2025, which I haven't done for a long time. And I just don't know why I never did that. Mainly because I was just too busy with stuff, or I was just getting too obsessed with some things that are not MSM related. I'm not too sure. But yeah, at the same time, uh, it's good that I'm getting back into the MSM interest now, since that was my primary focus of my YouTube channel back then. So I'm glad I'm doing this. So I'm doing this live stream mainly because just to mark this milestone of 8 years on YouTube. So that's pretty cool, right? So my YouTube channel won't turn like 10 years old until like 2028. And at the time, I'd probably be like in my fourth year of university. It'll be like my last year of university. No, I'm not sure exactly about how hard it would get that year, but you know. Just so I'm just checking some of my mail, stuff like that, because you know I have to get things done and over with at the time. So yeah, I'm just checking all my status and mail like I usually do to make sure everything is safe, because that's what I do usually. So I'm probably gonna explain more about my history like sometime, maybe in like a future live stream. But you know, I guess that's all I have to talk about my channel history. So yeah, and what has happened over the years. I don't know if there's much I can explain about the other things because you know my memory isn't that good for some reason. I apologize if you hear some background noise. You know. All right, now I'm gonna give like some sort of an update on one of my future videos. I'm actually going to do a rant on one of the Bad Thomas episodes. You know, namely one of them that's from season 12. But I'm not going to tell you guys yet. You have to wait until the video comes out. And guess what? The script is complete, and I need to record my lines for this. So yeah. So when I finish this live stream, I'm probably gonna, you know, read all my lines I've done, as well as collect some footages I need for the video, so that I can, you know, tell you guys my thoughts on a really bad Thomas episode. One that has really got a really bad character in there, as well as some terrible writing and execution, stuff like that. So if there's nothing I can just talk about in this live stream, then I might just probably wrap it up. So yeah, it's only like 5 minutes until like 30 minutes. So yeah. So I wonder what's gonna happen for my channel, like you know, in a few years' time. Maybe there's a time I might, you know, retire, or maybe I could just take a break from. Who knows? I'm actually enjoying my career on YouTube currently, so I'm probably gonna be like, you know, enjoying my some of my videos like I might make. Even if I haven't made them yet, I'm still probably gonna have fun like working on some of my videos because And trust me, they're like a lot of work.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, this reminds me of Drew and Wyatt. So I pasted your name over, I pasted you over Garfield, and I pasted Wyatt over Odie. It's like, you remember these?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention one thing about the. I forgot to mention in like one of my previous live streams. Wonders of Solar, a Thomas and Friends game, just recently came out on St. Patrick's Day. It's kind of like Trains in a way, but it's slightly different. It's an official Thomas game where you can just make your, we can just travel around in like in some of the characters and explore Sodor. That's pretty cool. Kind of like some of those Roblox train games. I've recently came across. I'm not sure if I might get Wonders of Sodor just for me to play, but I might have to see if I can look into that. Alright, so apologies for some of the long pause in this video. I'm just, I don't know why I tend to do this in my live streams, but maybe I should try and prepare my scripts at like maybe a next live stream or something like that. And I think I might just, end it off here because it's over 30 minutes now. So, with that being said, happy 8th anniversary to my YouTube channel. And hopefully I might continue my career for like maybe a few more years. And yeah, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos by myself. And while this stream isn't, while the 8th anniversary may not be as special as like say a decade anniversary, which is yet to happen on my YouTube channel, I still think it's a great opportunity for me to stream to stream on this day. So yeah, just remember this date I did back when I first joined YouTube. Anyways, This is ZESG54 Studios signing off and saying thanks for watching. And I'm now ending this stream.